Good evening and welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's Monday night, it's a dial-in. I'm JP and joining me tonight, my good man, Mr. Ryan Clifford. Well, Ryan, we've hit the festivity season or the festive season, whatever people want to call it. And there was Merlin Jingle Bells ringing out yesterday, wee man. It's good to see you. How are you?
Sober-ish, no. I was yesterday my last seen you, mate. I'm all right. I'm all good. Back in the land of living, shall we call it? But fantastic. The Scottish most successful club. Fantastic. 19 trophies. So maybe it went the way that some of us might have thought, but in the day, mate, it's all about getting that trophy in the bag. It doesn't matter how you do it. If it's a last minute goal, penalty shoot, it really doesn't matter, mate. It's all about winning the games and getting it out of the line, and the performance sometimes has to take second stage, mate. So, all in all, mate, good weekend, good night last night, good day yesterday, mate, and now we're back onto the league action in the weekend bit. Cup final to digest, mate. Looking forward to it, and absolutely fantastic, mate.
Yeah, and as I said, it's good to see you, mate. I'm probably a bit more fresh-faced than the last time you seen me as well. But it was worth every bit of it, man. It really was. Good evening, folks, to the viewers. Hope you're all well. Get some comments coming in early doors here. And evening, JP, Ryan, and the chat. Same about the carnage in the city centre yesterday before the game with both sets of fans. We'll come to that. Don't worry. Plunge in as well. Good evening, my fellow Fenians. Always look on the bright side of life. Yes, and as he's put in there, the world's most successful club, 119 trophies. Who else is joining us? Jerry Burns is in as well. Evening, JP, Ryan, and the fellow Celts. Good evening, Jerry. Hope you're well. And James says, oh, feck, where's the red suit, JP? It's in the dry cleaners, I'm afraid. So I've just had to do with a hat tonight. Lindsay joining us also. Evening, JP, Ryan. Well, hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, and that's the most important part, folks. We hope you also had a great weekend as well. Enjoyed yesterday. Nick Conley as well. Evening, lads. I hope you're not trying to imitate an onion bird, JP. No, man. You mad? You mental? You still on the swally, Nick? Aye. Let us know what you're saying. John Fitzpatrick, he says, got a laugh with Silly Billy on Super Scoreboard. Yeah, John, I think most of us did, mate, to be fair. He thought they need to share his information about his family party being ruined or whatever it was he says. I thought that was quite funny. Jerry says he got nervous at the penalties, but we did it. James Kennedy, even JP and Ryan. Pat Santers, he says, a Muppet with a Santa hat on. Wow, it's Monday, Pat, and you're coming away with Aikina. The words, man, that's really terrible. Shocking. But if I was one of the Muppets, mate, pretty sure you're a man that would tell me how to get to Sesame Street, that's for sure, wouldn't you? No, you're a good man, Pat. Come on, let us know. Plunge, JP, here you were at M&D's on Saturday. No comment. Yeah, I was out seeing Santa with my two kids. My missus, so it was a good wee night. And happy days. But the Santa hat is just merely for a joke, just a wee bit. Don't worry about it. It's no stain on this full episode, Ryan. I know you're wondering why, but my hair's a wee bit of a riot tonight, so I thought I would put a wee hat on there for that. But as you said, mate, overall cup final. My goodness, it was a cup final and a half, and probably a brilliant watch for the neutral.
Aye, obviously we spoke with Alan and Baz Friday, how it would be. Well, me personally, it would be a good game for the neutral. A cup final. I know Aberdeen are 6th now, but realistically, we are the two teams in Scotland. We are the best team, but they are the second team. So
I thought you were going to say something else, wee man. I would imagine some of the viewers thought you were busting into We Are the People.
No. My Rangers.
What Angels, aye. My wee Angels.
But no,
This is a guy who stood outside the Loudon saying my Rangers, and then he done a Rangers quiz a couple of months ago and get every single question wrong.
I don't know. No, I really think it was actually good. I'm not going to say it put Scottish football on the map, JP, but see if you looked at that for an outset, if it's down south or anywhere else,
Yeah.
they're a good watch. Maybe no quality on the park, but it's a spectacle in a cup final. That's what cup finals are all about. There was parts of the game where you could say there was wee bits of quality here and there, but it was a brand just a fantastic game, mate. For obviously, if you're a Celtic or a typical fan, it'd be a good game to watch, mate. Obviously, a lot of people get nervous, but I was just you were just eager to get the whistle and get it done near the end, and you kind of knew. For me, mate, there was only really one team, especially in the second half. Now, we weren't great, right? I'm mostly we were, because we were pretty poor in parts of the game. But we were only the only team trying to actually win the game. We were the only team that tried to play football. We were long ball every time, and it's considering the way the game went. You'll take the penalties and you'll take the cup, JP. There's no point in really being too critical. You can pick wee bits and balls, but end of the day, mate, you've won a cup final, and cup finals are about winning. Doesn't matter how you do it. If it's a last minute, if it's half your eyebrow, whatever it is, as long as that ball's in the back of the net and you get that trophy, mate. So, I think that it's a spectacle anyway for outsider Celtic, the name across the water. I think it'd be a good watch, mate. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been a great spectacle for the neutral. Part a lot of Celtic fans, both at the game and watching on TV, Ryan, would disagree and say, sometimes in part of that game it was tugging at the heartstrings and stuff like yesterday. No, for me, listen, I knew before the game, Ryan, and I've always said to you, cup finals, you look through Celtic's recent history of cup finals, they're never easy games, mate. They're always tight games and kind of low-scoring games as well. Probably the one I can think of we looked most comfortable in was the Motherwell one when we won 2-0 and won in Charm. Out with that, mate, they are very tight games. And, yeah, I mean, let's face it, there was only one team yesterday that was engaging really with any sort of possession type play. The other team looked to have this tactic of want to play long balls and, hope for a knockdown and play off second balls and stuff. They do have some technical footballers in their team, but unfortunately they're kind of dragged into the tactic of, long ball and hope for what I says. And you can see that as a pattern starting to follow throughout the game, Ryan. I just thought the first half, mate, some of our play was a bit slow and not at the right tempo of what we were doing. And I just thought the way we normally play through the lines, Ryan, some spells of the first half, it just got away phase in that because we just weren't playing that pass crisp enough or at the right speed, at the right tempo. And one or two times in the first half, it kind of showed.
it's kind of been like that the last few weeks, and we've been playing okay in the first half, or maybe okay in the second, but we're not doing it for a full 90 minutes. We didn't really do it. We had, see, to be fair, see, until Taylor made the mistake, we were actually only really doing, we were actually in control a wee bit. We were kind of passing the ball, but not really using the ball, but we were kind of a wee bit of control. But then when obviously make the mistake, it gives the other team momentum, and it gets their
Yeah,
tails up. And aye, I think it was a bit labelled, mate. It was a bit slow. It wasn't. It wasn't, if you want to call it vintage Celtic. It wasn't. I kind of thought because it was a cup final, because he recently we've not been fantastic. That was when I thought, right, we're going to be right for the off here. We're going to turn
yeah,
up right away. And I don't know if it's the pressure of the cup final or whatever, but it just didn't look like the way we've been for the start of the season. So I definitely think at the weekend against United, I want us to be a wee bit quicker on the ball, and kind of start getting back to the way we've been. I know you can't do it every game, and you do go through a wee phase where maybe 2 or 3 games it is maybe a wee bit slow, and it's maybe no vintage Celtic, but I think we
yeah,
need to start, especially message IP. I'm not saying we're going to go and lose games or that points, but if you're not really consistent in your halves, or you're not really playing well and it's slow and laboured, eventually one of these performances will turn into a defeat or a draw. So, but no, in terms of yesterday, mate, first half, listen, I'm not going to sit here and absolutely slaughter Greg Taylor too much, because I think it is time now that Alex Valle does get in the team now. I think we spoke about before the game that he's not been good the last 2 or 3 games, Taylor, and I think now I think maybe advise to get the shot on Sunday. Listen, he made the mistake. Listen, it's happened. There's no point in dissecting too much, Strikey, because we all know these mistakes happen. Aye, we can be critical, but look, it didn't affect us in the end. We won the game, and we could be sitting here and we could absolutely go off or not about it, but there's no point, mate. You've won a cup final, and that's the most important thing.
yeah, 100%, mate. And obviously, it's that time now where we get our first caller in. That is indeed the one and only, as a weekly occurrence as it seems now. That is Mr. Francis Lester. Good evening, Francis. How are you, mate?
Evening,
Good evening,
mate.
lads.
All right.
I'm excellent. Thank
Good
you.
stuff.
I wonder
You were at
why.
the game yesterday, Francis, weren't you?
Different class, mate. Different class. I mean, don't get me wrong. We didn't. I'm going to change my. Last week I said if we turn up, we win. I'm going to change that now for our future cup finals. If we don't turn up, we're going to win. It doesn't matter if we turn up or no, we still win.
No, 100%.
Absolutely delighted, lads. You know what I mean? As I thought, it was a hell of a game. It was just a hell of a game, but I thought we were sloppy as anything. Really, really sloppy. I felt the first half we were so slow, but Greg Taylor was driving me insane with these unforced errors again. You know what I mean? He went on to have a better game, but he needs to cut out these unforced errors. Are becoming really silly. You know what I mean? There was no reason for him to try and play that ball yesterday. Although we had created a lot, apart from the Kuhn chance, probably we were controlling the play in the first half. Although, as I say, we weren't as creative. I don't think we were getting the ball forward fast enough. But to make that pass across for an 18-yard box when they've had two straight, they were playing. That was their tactic yesterday. Wait for us to make a mistake, nick the ball off us, and then straight in on the keeper. And then he does it again in the second half. I'm like, what the hell's going on with you, boy? You know what I mean?
Francis, what do you think that's down to? Do you think it was down to the moment that the pass comes? I know the one that leads to their first goal. Do you think that's down to lack of movement then for the midfield, which is why then he's forced to go back across the pitch?
I didn't think anybody was showing for the ball in the middle of the park in the first half, and that was the problem. And another thing I noticed was I didn't think Alistair Johnson was fit at all yesterday. He didn't seem to want to go down the wing. He didn't want to overlap. I mean, Johnson's game is linking up with Kuhn, giving him the ball, overlapping, giving him an option, or cutting inside, looking for a 1-2 with him. He never done that at all in the whole game. I thought he looked as if he was playing maybe with an injection. I don't know how it works, but I felt as if he was playing with pain, to tell you the truth. He was nowhere nowhere near the standard that he normally is, I thought, you know. And Big Trusty, I've been saying for a couple of weeks now, Trusty dwells on the ball for a long time before he releases it. He always wants to take that extra wee touch. And I think that's why Brendan dragged him off. I think he was just wasn't he was getting the ball and he was taking it and touching it. Get the ball straight out to the wing or get it up through the middle. You know what I mean? Hattati was coming short for him. He wouldn't give him the ball. He was cutting it to the left or passing it back to Carter Vickers all the time. And I thought, why stop going back the way? Go forward, because they're pushing up in the middle of the park. We had the wings to go down. And you saw when we gave Maeda the ball in the left, he could have run down there all day, and Kuhn was outstripping that. Jeffy just didn't have an answer for Kuhn. But we didn't play them the ball enough. We didn't give them the ball enough, I felt.
Yeah.
You know.
But Ryan, touching on...
At the end of the day, cup finals all but winning. And at the end of the day, as long as the ribbons are on the cup at the end, green and white, I don't care. Yeah,
100%. I think most days are going to be like that. Ryan, obviously touching on the 2 points Francis makes. First of all, Alistair Johnson, we were both together yesterday. We spoke about it. He didn't look himself, as Francis says. And then obviously the second point of Austin Trusty. Again, Francis is spot on. But this is where I feel that we have an absolute elite manager. Who in the right mind at a cup final of all games, man, notices a deficiency in our play coming from that side, which is Austin Trusty in that time, and then he brings on Liam Scales with an eye to make us better and cleaner with our passing.
I think Francis is probably right there, JP, especially when he came off a bit earlier than normally would. It might have been an injection, it might have been some sort of thing like that to help him through it, because he didn't look fit. You notice in the second half a bit more, but to be fair, he's still done his best. He's still see the fact that he's still put in that effort, and it shows you that again. Maybe sometimes, maybe myself including, you try not to be too critical because you don't know if they're taking injections and stuff like that. So, but
what was it? His hip flexor, Ryan? It was his hip flexor. He twisted in the Zagreb game.
So,
yeah.
I don't know if he is taking injections. He might have. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets arrested at the weekend and quickly. Again, I agree with Francis. I think it's time Taylor gets a wee shot on the bench now. I thought Irish 5 was different class when he came on again. Just looks assured, direct, just looks absolutely like a shoe into this team, the way he plays, and he suits it. I think, and it's something I was thinking about today. Obviously, it was a wee bit rough today, but I was thinking about the game today and looking at things. And for me, JP, I'm not trying to say that this team is tailored to suit Taylor, right? But we can't keep playing this way all the time because of the way he plays as well, because it's not suiting us anymore, for me. Some of the way we're doing this extra man midfield sometimes, for me, it's not going to work every game. So you need to adapt and change it. And he didn't change that, but he did change the skills thing, which is brilliant, by the way. We were all sitting at half time thinking, why took Trusty out? Was it injured? And
obviously, I think everybody in their granny was thinking about, is that an injury? And then obviously they tell you right after half time it was no injury involved.
I think, France, I think you're right there, mate, about Trusty. He is a wee bit too him in the ball, and we've seen it yesterday, but obviously again yourself, how was the atmosphere? And obviously by obviously watching the TV, it looked amazing atmosphere, but could you tell the players were a wee bit on edge during the game?
No, not really. No. I mean, you're that hyped up for these games, you know what I mean? The adrenaline's pumping in you. You're always, it doesn't matter how well we're playing, how badly they're playing, you've still got that adrenaline running through you, and you've still got the nerves, and you're still excited about it all, you know what I mean? You still feel that way. And I don't think the main thing was, what everybody was saying was, we're not getting the ball forward quick enough. We're not moving through the park quick enough and getting the ball wide. The two places to hurt them are doing the both wings, because Tavernier couldn't keep those out of close, you know what I mean? And the same with that Jeffy. I thought that's why he get dragged off. I thought he'd have been dragged off long before then, because Kuhn could have been by him at any time.
Yeah, he got doing a few times after he couldn't, didn't he?
And he ended up getting dragged off because of that as well. And even Cherny, who was probably one I thought would be one that had the ability probably to maybe, cause us some damage. I don't think he was in the game at all. I think he was kind of snuffed out. I mean, the only thing he done was obviously put a great ball in for that, obviously that header, but we were so slack. Our defending yesterday, some of the balls were terrible. But again, the ball comes over for whose position into the box. Nobody tackling him. All the time in the world to lift his head, look up, and put that ball in. That was shocking defending. You know, Maeda's back trying.
I know what you're saying in terms of the. I know what you're saying, Francis, in terms of the side the cross comes from, right? But arguably, on the flip side of that, should Tony Ralston not be more goal side if he knows if he's positioned in a way that he knows Cameron Carter-Vickers isn't getting the ball, so surely he's got to then be positioned to be there to kind of block off Danilo.
Well, I thought Ralston got in CCV's way, because I thought CCV didn't drop back because
no, he was in front of CCV was in front of the play. The ball came over his head.
Hard to see, but it looked as if he kind of came across. So I couldn't. Obviously, it's away at the other end, so you don't see it as much. But it's one of them, innit? You know, I mean, I think we paid the criminal price for going to sleep after scoring. That third goal should have been the end of the game. You know what I mean? To give away seconds after that was criminal. There's no way you should be losing a goal. I don't care how good the cross is. That you should never have got the cross in. You know what I mean? It was criminal to lose a goal at that point.
They always say you're more vulnerable, aren't you, after scoring?
Exactly. And it's everybody says it all the time. The worst time is just when you've scored, you're back, and especially there was only a couple of minutes to go.
Aye.
I mean, you think that game's finished. Do you know what I mean? And they've just all went to sleep.
Francis, what was the tension? Was there any tension in the stadium when it gets to extra time and into those kind of moments? What was the stadium then?
The ceiling was bouncing and singing all the game.
Okay.
It was just a bit of the same, you know, what the hell's going on with the defence? You know what I mean? Because for me, it was all self-inflicted.
Ryan had left the club at that point. He was away to get a bottle of bleach. He was telling us he was just he sent a message. He never even told us he left. We thought he was away to the toilet.
Well, another thing I'd say is, see, when it went to the penalties, I mean, there was a lot of people saying, you know, penalties is a lottery. I don't buy that. Penalties is all about mentality and technique.
Yeah.
Mental toughness, technique. If you've been practicing penalties, for me, it's a case of, you know how to strike a ball. You're striking it for that, whatever it is, 9 yards, whatever it is, and you make your mind up and you don't change it. I thought our penalties were superb. I know Dyson said, I seen it on the TV later on, he said he miskicked it. Well, if we could miskicked it like that, I hope he miskicks every penalty like that.
There was a couple of guys in the boozer, when we were there, they were saying after the penalty, one or two thought he'd missed it because they thought he'd scuffed it also.
Aye. It was, we just sort of hit the net and that was it, bedlam. You know, but...
yeah, 100%.
A few good few videos of my two grandsons bouncing about the place at lunatics.
Brilliant. Ryan, that's what it's all about, and it's even you go to these things and if you're with family or your mates and stuff, it's all about having that moment to kind of share with people and those kind of memories, mate.
Aye, it's especially up all years in the pub. There was guys who we didn't know, and after they're jumping about, holding them and pulling them, and do you know what I mean? That's what football does to you, and scoring goals. It's crazy what a goal can do, or what a football game can do. You meet people and you celebrate. It's just a part of the atmosphere, and I really do think now that they're starting to get really broken now. I think the fact that, like Francis says, didn't really turn up and we've still won, and most of it was down to your mistakes. It wasn't like they cut through it. Don't get wrong, they were pressing a bit more. They were a wee bit intense, but it was all on ball. It was all to try and target.
I've watched the game back, Ryan, and see this narrative that's been spun about with even some of your fans saying that they actually played well. They didn't. All they did was they tried to stifle the midfield. And like I said, Steve, they never engaged in any sort of possessional play with us at all. They tried to play over the top of us and hope for second balls and knockdowns and getting in people's faces. So I'm not buying into any narrative at all that they played well, because they didn't.
No, they did. Listen, the other thing they did that was really annoying me is they're all going crazy about this penalty kick and what should have been, and the officials are all corrupt, and Celtic are pressure on the SF and that. Some of the decisions that were made yesterday were shocking. against us. That main stand side lines. He had a terrible game.
We were wondering, Francis, how Balogun stayed on the pitch.
Carter Vickers got a ball and he right in front. The referee's just behind him and he's standing in front of him and he
Have you
knocks
seen
his
it?
Rangers forward and it goes
Yeah,
out.
and they gave a Rangers throw in.
Oh, and I'm like, what's that about? You know what I mean? It was blatantly obvious it was a Celtic throw. You know what I mean? Nothing said about that. And then the one, the goalie comes to the end of the penalty. I watched it back in the telly. His foot, they're talking about, oh, your foot's on the line and that. His foot was outside the line when he collected the ball. All right, he collected the ball inside the ball, but his foot's outside the line. So should he not have been sent off? But nothing getting said about that either. You know what I mean? They just look for excuses every
Well, the thing is, I mean, I can easily sit here and clear up the incident right now. The tackle's outside the box. When the contact is made, that's the main infringement that then they deem as a foul. They're asking about why was John Beaton then not sent to the monitor. He's not sent to the monitor because it's a factual foul. There's no need for help on it.
Because he's
this is all this wording that they've brought in with the VAR now. So it's an actual factual foul. If you go and look that up, it tells you the ref blows for that foul. It's because he saw it in live play. The only reason for VAR intervening there would be if the ref hasn't seen that or he's been blindsided in any way, shape or form of it. But he wasn't. He was right there.
But I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, but we're still, but how many times have we seen it getting that things like that getting taken to VAR and the day change?
Yeah, 100%. But obviously they're shouting about another one as well, the one with Diamandi.
What about the one he dived? What, he should have been sent off for diving in the box.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the one I'm talking about. But what they don't realise is Carter Vickers was then filled right before it in the box. The guy standing on his leg.
So the foul had already been given before it. But you see, when you see it, I seen it in the telly last night. The foot goes down straight onto the deck. It doesn't touch him, and he dives. It was just a dive. You know what I mean? And I think that's how the players all get a bit animated and started.
Yeah.
Because they knew it was a dive. You know what I mean? It was just, I just take that, carry on with them. It's every time. Oh, it's the referee. Oh, it's the SFA. Oh, it's Peter Lawwell's right after this. I mean, blow yourself. I mean, it's absolute rubbish.
Just before we let you go, mate, what are you looking for moving forward? Because obviously we've got a lot of games now.
Is the next game at Tannadice?
Yeah,
that's Sunday.
Aye, Tannadice. I like games up there. We normally win up there anyway. I think we'll beat them. I just want us to keep winning. You know, I mean, obviously I want the performances to improve because we have been a wee bit kind of under par, I would say. You know, we've not been since the Aberdeen in the European game when we beat what's their names, the German. We've not performed to that level since then. I think we've been kind of, you know what I mean, 60-70%.
And do you think that's down to a lot of games?
Probably, but I mean, again, I think we're good enough to perform at a higher level than we have been performing in the last 2 or 3 weeks. As I say, I thought we were really sloppy yesterday, you know. I thought if we did, as I said, if we turned up, I think we would have trounced them. Do you know what I mean? But we didn't turn up and we beat them. So
yeah, happy days. Well, Francis, again, thanks very much for coming on and having a chat with us, mate.
No bother, lads. Enjoyed it.
Cheers, mate.
Take care,
mate. Have a good night,
mate. See you again, pal.
See you later, mate.
Bye-bye. Thanks to Francis for his thoughts and his opinions on the game. It's time now for our second caller, which is the one and only Mr. John M. Evening, John. How are you?
Evening, lads.
You doing all right?
How you doing? Okay.
Not bad. Mate. You had a good weekend?
It's been okay, aye. Apart from my bad knee, playing up a bit, but apart from that, aye, a great weekend.
You'll get Mrs. Beg in to get a wee rub for you.
I'll need to get somebody to get a rub.
Would you like John the mint ones, the toffee ones?
It doesn't matter. Anyone.
Won't sit down here and give my knee a wee rub. I'm not your personal flunky. I'll do you another cup of tea, but that's your work.
And truth be told, that's an old football injury for way back in the day. So there we go. I'm afraid it catches up with me when you get older.
Especially when the cold weather hits, man. That's usually when all your aches and pains all start happening.
Nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
Well, what's your thoughts on the game?
Well, there was a lot of, I mean, the game wasn't without any incident at all, was it? I mean, like Francis said, I don't think we turned up in the first half at all. Playing some, I mean, tippy-tappy football, all that kind of stuff. And then Taylor gives the ball away for the first goal. And but we come out in the second half. I don't know what Brendan had said to the guys, but when we come out in the second half, they just seemed like a different team.
Yeah.
Just entirely, the football was more crisper and the passing was more crisper. And I thought maybe they sort of nullified the midfield a wee bit, trying to keep Callum McGregor. I think they pinpointed him as a danger man. Him, Kuhn and Maeda. And but in the second half, they get a bit more freedom and the two. I mean, Maeda's goal was a peach. That was just a peach. The same again. Bad pass back for one of their. Boy, he does the ball. Wee man just steps in. Wee man just steps in, guides it away from Balogun and just scalps it with his left peg right in a bottom corner. Brilliant goal to make it 2-1. And I thought for then on we were just going to take over. It was going to be 3-4, so something like that. I didn't expect them to come back into it again. I mean, there was a Diamante scored the second goal for him. I thought Casper kind of, you know, I mean, I thought he should have got, even the first one, I thought Casper should, if he gathers that, he doesn't punch it out to the boy. And the boy, you know what I mean? And the boy's got a tap in. But the second goal I thought could have been avoided big time. Even the third one, even their third goal. I mean, after we score our second goal, or our third goal, after Kuhn, I mean, what a move that was, Kuhn and Thingy, what's his name? The Thingy boy. And he squares it back to him, and the wee man just scalps it in the back of the net. And
surely you've no forgot Engels' name already, Engels, man. He's just here.
I was swaying me, but Eggers or something like that I was going to call. Maybe that's just a nickname I've got for him, you know what I mean?
This is Eggers.
Eggers, aye. That's his new nickname for me.
Big Eggers.
But, I thought it was. I thought he's going to hit it across the box. He sort of just brought it back to Kuhn. Kuhn was standing on his own. Bingo, 3-2. I couldn't believe it. 17 seconds after they score. After we score, they score. And I thought that could have been avoided. Again, you know, Ralston, bad marking for me, man. He's got to get in front of the boy and get a heater in. You know what I mean? But in the end, it all worked out in the end, and we took it to all right. We went to penalties, and every penalty was a peach. You know what I mean? When McGregor, I know he can take penalties, but when and a game like that, and you know the what's at stake, you know, I've every Celtic player, I thought they could have given any Celtic player the ball and they would have scored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the end, we won the trophy, and that was the main thing.
I think Brendan would have scored with his Tom Ford zone and all by the way it was going. And I'd have probably buried that as well. But John, obviously you've come on tonight for a wee chat, and obviously we normally give you calls a wee bit of time, but you've managed to do it in half the time, getting all your points out at one time without giving up for air or having a wee pause. So I don't know, but I don't really. We'll try and digest what you've kind of said there. Ryan, we'll touch on obviously, as John says, about the first half, the tempo, and I think that's, you know, what we touched on earlier on the show tonight. I think that was glaring, but then for me it's a tactical bit of genius because he brings Trusty off, knowing that Liam Scales plays that quicker pass. You know, it's everything's looking forward and playing forward. Look, a couple of weeks ago that ball he put into McCown, you know, at Celtic Park, the 5-0 at 4 half time against Ross County. They are, you know, his passes are really good. And obviously Brendan identified that, and I think we all seen a big difference in Celtic's performance in the second half.
I think we can all agree that we weren't at our best at all yesterday. A bit slower game, laboured. I think it's something that we'll need to look at. Maybe if I think whatever result we get to the end of the year, then we'll take it. And then for Ibrox onwards, I think we need to start getting a wee bit quicker. It might be the games, I don't know. Might be a leg here, I really don't know. That's something I can't comment on. But it was just it's frustrating because you know they can play better, but they're still winning games, and that is the most important thing. Again, Liam Scales can run different class of manager. He's seen something that we didn't see,
Yeah.
and that's why he's paid. That's why he's paid the money.
That's why I can afford Tom Ford's, Ryan.
Aye, that's why he's kind of about shouting Gucci belt on it. So
that's why he does interviews in Spanish and all that as well, mate.
That's why that's things that
No French.
no French. No.
By the way, he did have a few of them in the squad at the same time. I wouldn't be surprised if he was partial a wee French word here and there.
That's the things we might know. That's things that us to naked eye might not see. But when you're that tactically astute, you see different things in the park, and where I know made a difference, I don't know. But at the end of the day, like John says, I'm agreeing with Francis as well. In terms of the penalties, right? It's not your lottery if you strike the ball well and you put it to a place where it's going to have the goalkeeper. It's not really a lottery. A lottery is if you're just going to run up and smash it. That's a lottery. But every penalty was calculated and aimed at a corner. And Butman getting nowhere near any of them.
Nah.
Nowhere near them. And everyone was just a bit in the corner. So, and obviously, again, fair play to Engels as well, by the way. We come on, done well. He made one or two passes that were maybe no really good, but to then step up and then take a penalty, considering some of the pressure he's under with some of the fans and stuff. So, just shows you, young guy, people say anybody can step up and take penalties. Well, go and ask Dessers at them. Guy who's scoring goals for not for fun, but he's scoring goals for them. He got 20 odd goals last season, but yet his name's not down for the first penalties, which for me is
the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, honestly, but by the way, before a left back and a goalkeeper,
for me
and he's not taking a penalty.
I agree with Ben McGiddy. He was on, I think it was BBC's podcast.
But he was a sixth.
Ben McGiddy.
It was Cammy Belly and McGiddy, and Ian McGiddy's like, I can't believe that he wasn't up for one of the first five or the first four at least, he says, because you're putting pressure on young lads and then somebody else, you're putting pressure on young guys, but you're an experienced striker. I know he's only 28, but he's played for a few clubs abroad and he's experienced for Rangers. He's won European games, he's scored in European games, so that's a moment for, he's a full moment striker. So
yeah, listen up. There's no other explanation for it, Ryan. I think he's weak mentally, which is why that showed yesterday and why he's... You look at Adam Ida, John. Adam Ida's your first penalty taker straight away, grabs the ball, takes it, goes, buries it. For me, your striker's got to be the first penalty taker in the penalty shootout.
I agree with you 100%. You know what I mean? But I mean, Voldemort, he said that Dessers was the sixth penalty taker, so there we go. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But can I ask you something, by the way? I would be screaming for this. Do you think they should have had a penalty at 3 each?
No.
No.
For me, no.
You never seen that as a penalty?
I've seen it before times. The contact that's made outside the box, so it can't be a penalty. It's easy to clear up.
He pulls him down and he's standing on the line.
But that's the second part. That's the same infringement happening over a period of distance. You can't... The contact for the foul is outside the box. You can't then continue and give him what you got to do, give him two separate fouls and give him a penalty and a free kick.
So they didn't get the penalty because Beaton blew the whistle before
that. So he blew for what's called a factual foul. And see, when it's called a factual foul, it means it can't go to VAR. So VAR is not even allowed to intervene. The only way VAR can intervene there is if Beaton has been blindsided by any percentage at all with that scene, or he's in a position where he's not actually seen it.
Right, okay.
Then he can ask for help. So it's called a factual foul.
I actually didn't see it at the time, John. Also, you're in the pub, and I seen the foul, but I didn't know what it was. And then when I've seen it now, and I mean, I would be asking for it. But
by the way, it is a foul. It is a foul. It's outside the box.
I don't personally put it this way. There was a if they want to be consistent, right, could have been a penalty. But then there was one at Aberdeen, was it last year, where Balogun broke down Duke and he gave a corner. But basically similar.
No, he never brought him down, man. He rugby tackled
That's what I
him in the
mean.
ground.
But he fouled. The foul started outside, but it carried on, and then he brought him down, and he gave a corner. So he didn't get a foul for that.
Liam Scales was also yellow carded for that.
And so
he got yellow carded, aye.
again,
Yeah.
John, I'm somewhat a JP there. Like, with all these new rules with VR now and all this, if it's a factual or this factual stuff, and it's all these layman terms things now. If you get a factual foul in VAR, apparently now can't step in. It's the referee's made his mind up and he's seen it as a foul. And because it's no one of the ones where it's like JP says, it's one of the ones where it's like, oh, I don't know about that, I don't know. It's like he's given it as a foul. That's the only explanation that I can see. The referees gave that as a foul and he spoke to the team. But I'm guessing we'll find out next week or something and we'll call him gives these audio things.
By the way, I've just had news that Clermont has put in an appeal and he wants the penalty shootout to happen again because James Tavernier wasn't allowed to hit all the penalties.
Did you hear the guy in Silver Scoreboard? The games get replayed.
The game should have been replayed because his weekend was absolutely ruined.
Oh.
Honestly. This is a lunatic fringe that you've got to deal with.
But some of the stuff they come up with is you know what I mean, that you're going like that here. I mean, you're sitting like that. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
It's getting to a point where Rangers have not won a cup.
CEO, he's wanting a penalty. Do you
Well,
know what I mean?
it's got to a point that Rangers have not won a cup that long, John, that the Rangers manager, Clermont, got them to stop outside the Fords to go into the trophy centre to have a look because he thought the trophy room was looking kind of bare. Apart from that bike we've had sitting there for years.
Aye. And he's got 2 flat tyres.
Yeah, and Hit's got 2 flat tyres and a broken chain.
If you want the wee balls, you put behind the wheel.
The brakes
An iron brew can to make it sound like a moped.
The brakes do it. They just put the lollipop sticks in the wheels.
That's your chain knacker now, boys.
Sounds better, doesn't it?
Yeah, as P. McLaughlin says, they're also asking for background checks now to be put in for the officials at the game yesterday.
Well, if that's the case, there were any referees in Scotland then?
No.
I mean,
There wouldn't be any referees left to do the games.
Nah, it's just gone beyond a joke now. They're just clutching at straws for anything at all, you know what I mean?
John Beaton never even got to go. By the way, John Beaton never even got to go to his local for a pint last night. He's bad.
Aye.
I'll be hamburged now.
And being honest, I know we call him cheating beating and we call him this and call him that. I thought he had a good game.
Hold on a minute, John. We have never labelled anyone in this show of any sort of type or anything. For anybody else who's watching, John, if you're watching yourself, we've never caught you up, mate.
No, but I agree with you, John, in terms of I think he's that foul that they're talking about. He's made the right call. He's gave a foul.
Aye.
I don't know what else I want. He's got a button. He's given a foul, and you've got a foul outside and a massive chance to score.
I mean, he booked 8 of their players. You know what I mean?
That's it, by the way. That was how he's bad now if he's local.
That's what I'm saying. But
took till like the 80th minute to book that game.
I think a couple of them were instigated by wee McGregor because he was up nitting his ear about different things.
He was up talking to him,
and then he produced the yellows, you know what I mean? I think maybe wee Callum was giving him you better give yellows out here or you're getting a tanking, boy.
You know? You're getting it. Peter Lawwell will be waiting on you in the shivers.
You're getting it, Lavey. Know what I mean?
But John, obviously, before we let you go, what's your thoughts moving forward? Obviously, next up, as Brendan keeps saying, the next game's the most important. It is for us a trip to Tannadice this coming Sunday.
Just a victory, I think. You know what I mean? On the aftermath and the winning that League Cup there. I think I don't see anything else but a Celtic victory, to be honest.
Do you think that mentality will kick them on now and they'll now continue this run?
Oh, no danger. I don't see. I'm being honest, and I'm on here talking to you and probably a lot of listeners, but and viewers obviously. But I don't see any Scottish club. If Celtic turn up, I don't see any Scottish club laying a finger on them. To be honest, simple.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Ryan, I think that's quite fair.
No, I'm John's right. Even Celtic turning up to 80%. Some games are still winning games, and like yesterday.
We were probably at that yesterday.
Aye, and
to be fair,
when we're making mistakes and maybe silly passes or no living's fast or we've been laboured, but we're still winning games, still getting in the line, and that's an unbelievable trait to have as a team and mentality and drive, and it's just to continue to do that. That's what I keep saying. I know people might think it's Scotland and you've got the best team and stuff like that, but see like guys like McGregor to turn up, people might think because they're getting paid good money and they've got a good lifestyle, aye, brilliant, but we are in Scotland, so see for him to get up, McGregor's won everything in Scotland, right? But they still go up every day to do that, day in, day out, to try and win the same trophies.
Yeah.
That's not just a right, I'll go up and train today. That's to keep and that's why we are so good at the trophy hall and the wins. We get the standards are they don't drop. If they drop a wee bit, but then they go back up again the next 2 or 3 games. Their standards just drop all the time. And they're celebrating hard work and effort now. They're not even celebrating winning now. We got close to Celtic. That's where they are now. That's where we've got to now.
Yeah, and exactly. And long may it continue. John, as always, been a pleasure chatting to you again tonight. Thanks for coming on and giving your thoughts on yesterday's game.
Great talking to these guys.
Cheers, John. Take care, mate. Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks to John and Francis tonight for their calls and their thoughts. Anybody in the comments, anybody that's heard the comments, anybody that's heard the 2 callers, what's your thoughts on Celtic's win yesterday and how you feeling moving forward for the rest of the season? As John says there, it's going to be very hard for someone to beat the Celtic side. I think the Celtic side, personally, Ryan, have got the mental strength now moving forward out the lot. And that's why I've always said to you, mate, when it comes to a business end of this season, when there's trophies, when there's podiums, that's why more times than not, mate, we are on the podium lifting up the trophy.
Aye, the club's got an unbelievable mentality, JP. That comes from listen, I know people might think it's not a big thing, but that comes from the reception staff, the cleaners, the chefs. Everybody's all involved in this. If the atmosphere's good in the dressing room, the office staff at Lennoxtown, Barrowfield, wherever it is, if everything's all good behind the scenes, that all goes onto the field. And having guys like Casper as well, by the way, he's different class. Sometimes he's got nothing on, and then he makes an unbelievable save.
Just as you're saying that there, by the way, John just puts in the save from Casper during the game, the one from Diamande where he tips it over the bar and out for a corner. He is right. I don't think it's been given enough credit. The guy is an absolute gem of a goalkeeper to have, mate, and a free transfer.
It sounds mental, but I'm just sad that we didn't get him a few years ago, because if this is how good he is now. I know we've seen him play with Leicester and we've seen him on the TV and stuff, but the fact that he is what he is now, how good was he when he was 32, 33, whatever? That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I know we've seen him on the TV, but we've had the luxury now to see him up front, up front close and personal at the games. Imagine having that when he was like 30-year-old. So listen, no, I agree with John there. I thought he was brilliant. Again, it's another leader investing in him, and it's a guy that, again, it's a wee small. I don't know if anybody's seen it, right? But see, any time they were taking their penalties, as soon as the ball was dead, he was running out the park and he was throwing the ball back. Wee small things like that where people just leave the ball and then the goalie can kick the ball away or the goalie can hold it and stuff. As soon as the ball was dead, he was running on and he was throwing it back to the Celtic team to get the ball going. It's wee small things like that, using experience that great mind games, mate. Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. 100%. I seen a wee comment earlier and I saved it. I thought, obviously, once the callers were on, it would have been the right time to kind of mention. Monty put in a comment earlier. He says, "Evening, men. My birthday today. Give me presents." No.
I'll give you a bleach shoot with a cover. Really aims.
What I will say is, I'll say a happy birthday to you. Unfortunately, we were unaware until your comment came in tonight about it being your birthday, so we've not had time to go and get you a present, but I'm sure Celtic delivered a nice one for you yesterday, which was indeed their 119th trophy of the club's history. Ryan, listen, I don't think that can be, said enough at all. We are now the most successful club. So I think there's got to be now, they couldn't afford to pay a face painter many moons ago. I don't imagine they're going to be able to pay painter and decorators to come in and redo that wall that's, with the wrong information on it, certainly. But if anybody doesn't believe me, our boys have been given a wee down day, and they have turned up at the darts. There they are, as you can see in the photo, and it does say, as Cameron Carter Vickers is holding up, 119. But Ryan, what this team are good at also, similar to darts, is they're good at finishing on their doubles.
Yep. Obviously, as it stands now, we're the most successful team in Scotland, amazing trophy haul.
Yep.
Is it, I think that's been like 6 trebles or something this generation, 5 or 6 trebles in this since 2000. That's incredible at any level of football. Doesn't matter who the opposition is or what level. To win a cup is hard, but to win a treble is ridiculous. To win a quadruple treble is listen, it might never happen again. But again, I'm not going to be too premature, but we're definitely we'll put it this way, we're on our way now to a treble. The league's looking very good. Again, apart from a massive mix-up, you can't see that no come to Celtic Park. So then you've got Scottish Cup, so potentially in our treble. And I think Brendan's
just as Kaiser says there as well, mate, a few days off for them, back training probably Wednesday. Enjoy, lads. Ryan, you've got to say, half the season gone by, mate. We've got a trophy in the bag. We've won 2 derbies in that time as well. We're undefeated in the league. We're undefeated domestically. We've lost 1 game all season. That was the Champions League. And in the league, we've only conceded 4 goals, mate. I think they've well deserved a couple of days off, mate, if you know.
Yeah, 100%, mate. But very surprised me if it's a night out tonight down at the darts or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
But I know, listen, players, even though they're athletes and they're professionals, players need a blow out as well. Players need a wee drink as well, or a wee night out, or a wee...
But it's also good to see them going together, Ryan, and obviously socialising like that, because it brings a group closer, in my opinion.
Listen, 100%.
You know what it's like yourself, mate, with team nights out and stuff.
Aye.
I mean, we officially had a podcast yesterday, so I don't know whether it's brought me closer to Big Alan, but we'll find out through time, I suppose.
We'll find out on Friday for that one.
Find out on Friday. But Friday, yesterday, I loved how we dropped yesterday in just as a cup final. It's just an excuse for us to get together. But Friday's actually our official Christmas night together. So yeah, that'll be good.
No, in terms of the mentality, JP and trophies, it's actually something that's a given.
That's us just dropped into the viewers there. We won't be live on Friday.
I won't be live on Friday, but if you want to, the number table 46 at Wetherspoon's getting a few beers.
Aye, we'll get you PayPal up again before the end of the week. You can ping it at us.
Aye. Next bonus calls to the Wetherspoon's bought a beer. But no, I think obviously we'll come to end soon, mate, but the mentality for this club's amazing. And what I don't know if you've seen the interview yet. I seen it the day. It was with Engels. After I think it was Conor McLaughlin.
Yes, I did, mate. I did. Yeah, I did.
And he's like, he says the manager's really good ways. He always asks us how we're doing, how's the kids, how's the family, and things like that. That small game management, man management stuff, and he's obviously maybe on himself. He's had a bit of kind of criticism, and he's thought, well, if the manager's still playing me, and the manager trusts me, then he's a young guy as well. So, but for me, that was different class. Fengal saying that about the manager, and it just shows you that the manager must take a maybe different for Ange. Matt O'Reilly says Ange wasn't really, and he wasn't really at lunch. He wasn't really talking to you. He would talk to you when he had to, but he wasn't really.
Yeah.
Seems like Brendan's maybe a bit more kind of hands on that way.
Yeah, it looks like he's much more intimate with them and a kind of one-to-one, setup. He obviously likes to get to the bottom of if the guys have got any issues, or because I mean, a big part of Brendan's job's development. So a big part of his job's how can I make this guy better? And each player's obviously going to go through their own kind of programme, and that's why I've heard a wee rumour that Maeda's no longer to travel on the team bus. He's just got to run his way to the next ground for the matches that are coming up. So that's interesting. Considering that guy, I don't think I've ever seen him run as much as that in my life, right?
See, have that's what I mean. That's no. See, have that the fitness and the stamina. That's just a pure total athlete, JP. That's just somebody that just totally looks after himself. I think Maeda could probably spell vodka. He probably doesn't know what vodka is.
Do you think his wains are they just try and avoid the subject of, do you want to give him a tig, Dad? Because they know that they must not have no chance.
Aye, really. Aye, dab article them on. I'll run first.
Aye, definitely. Francis is asking, where is the big blonde bombshell tonight? Referring to Alan. He's just not with us. He's no unwell, or he's not able to get on tonight.
He's in shooter street last night, he's shooting and down the bars.
Aye. He was running down the bars when he plays on, shouting, "Play Scotto!"
Play Scotto!
And by the way, he never get to jail for being naked. He get to jail for picking up a traffic cone that wasn't his.
Aye.
One of the builders went looking for that this morning, man. He found it in the back of the old what's that pub called again?
Where's that?
The Braemar. Run behind the Braemar. And he's shouting, "Play Scotto."
If anybody sees a guy in a Gallagher strapped into a cage over Alan wanting a bit of chicken for last night.
Aye, big Alan. Big Alan. Free stuff. Something about hyper deals. That's how he's no ways. Big Alan just we give him a night off. We give him a night off. It's just certain circumstances, that's so. Big Alan, when he's not here, man, he takes a pounding, and when he's here, he takes a pounding. A big man can't win. I suppose he's used to that, right?
By
the way, this is out. I know. Don't let him kid you. This is out as well.
Barry, we keep it fair, man. Me, you had a night after the way you were last night.
I know. Well, this is it, mate. I'm committed to the cause, so...
But to be fair, Barry, we were in for about 11:30, so we were good boys.
Yeah, we were up the road for the back of 11.
Aye.
We'd only been drinking for 9:30 yesterday morning, mate, but that was another story. That was a different story. A 14-hour shift. But we never quite... I'm disappointed, because before we came on, Ryan, I did say to a few folk that we did have 119 things to talk about. But... I was disappointed we've only managed to get through at least 10 of them. Although I thought John M, when he was on, was going to get through every one of them for us, man. He just when they came up for air. I thought you were bad, wee man.
But I've been quite decent.
I've just had a text through saying John's rosary beads burst his trousers he was wearing there just to get him on.
I've given him now first. I've given him a shot of him now.
Right, no worries. He must have had something else in his pocket, man, because that jingle jay, I thought it was a Christmas film coming on in the background there when it was jingling.
There's a hip flash of bleach.
Aye. Do you know who I've not seen for a while? The Rangers. I thought they were coming.
Listen, mate, we'll get it all before the 2nd of January. We'll get it all again.
100%.
But
Come
I
the
am
2nd of
told.
January, Kyogo's signed a 5-year deal with somebody else.
Aye.
He'll be away in the cell neither for 2 star bars and a can of Iron Brew or something.
You'll probably see Tav there on the Star Bar getting his wee £3 meal bill.
Aye, oh mate, him and Kieran Dow go there every week, didn't
Kieran Devil.
he? Didn't he? Him and Kieran Dow go there every week. Him and the water boy goes there every week. They all know him as Bobby Boucher in that pub.
Bobby Boucher.
He walks in with a t-shirt on it says Mama says.
Mama says, oh, my knee, my knee.
Mama says Philip Clement's always angry because he's medulla oblongata.
That's who Tav and Dill were. That guy was chinning on, he had a walking stick. Tav, it's your other foot, put your stick down.
Aye, you ought to decide what leg. Sorry, you've changed there about 4 times.
It's been touching the grunt, Kieran, come on.
Aye, mad Kieran Dow, man. Last time I saw him, man, he was playing chess. With his cell.
Aye.
Brilliant. But no, it's been a good wee chat, folks. I hope you have enjoyed the chat. Thank you very much again to the callers. Thanks for all your comments.
Yep.
We'll be back on. When we back on?
Probably Thursday now.
Thursday. Oh yeah, probably Thursday now. Maybe a wee short week for us this week. This week we will be recording our. What's that? Hail, lads, late to the show. Been out of a Christmas party. Me, Wally, call him. By the way, unbelievable. They were all looking for you today, I know. One on where you are.
That's brilliant, back.
That's tremendous. Where did you go? Number 7 lounge at Parkhead.
What call?
What call? Get dropped off in the ice cream van playing a sash.
What call Subway?
Aye. What call Subway? The only blue Subway there is in the UK, man. Oh, no. Oh, man. Aye. Brilliant, man. The VAR room Christmas party. It's not even that and all. Peter Lawwell put the kitty behind the bar fees on, didn't he? Absolutely tremendous. Absolutely tremendous, Scott. Brilliant, mate. Sorry we are coming off, Chris, as well. And sorry, Scott, we are finishing up as well. So, yeah, we'll be back on Thursday. Probably with a wee chat regarding the Dundee United game on Sunday. As we said, it is a podcast Christmas night out on Friday. So we'll not be live on this Friday night as usual. We are recording this week a special episode for you as well. We are going to do a Christmas special. So we'll look forward to that. It's probably going to go out next weekend, guys. So we'll keep you posted via the community and the social media as well. And if you are new to the channel, I have seen a couple of comments in for people I've not recognised in the chat before. If you do like the content, please hit the like and subscribe. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And you can join the family, as we all are. And we'll be indebted to you forever. But for the time being, I want everyone to take care. Hopefully you recover if he's had a great weekend, like me and Ryan did. I'm away now to think about 100
for next weekend.
think about my 119 drinks I'm going to have on Friday with the boys. But for the time being, folks, hail.
Take care.
And we'll see you all again. Bye-bye.